It's top tier Jasmine Allure, and if you want to have an alluring time, you better watch Countdown City WrestleCast.
What is up, heels and baby faces? Welcome to another episode of the Countdown City WrestleCast. I'm your host, JC. Joining me is that guy, Tommy.
I got a new sword.
Oh, gosh. And we got Big Mike.
What's up? It's June 11th. That's a date.
All right. Appreciate everyone joining us. Mike, you're what, second week of summer vacation? How you feeling?
Mostly pretty good. Not having to go into work.
Yeah? How late are you sleeping until now, dude?
For me, late, which is like 7:30 or 8 o'clock. So,
ooh, big baller shot call.
I know.
I asked that of the girls that coach softball, and they're like, 9, 10. One girl noon. I was like, what the hell? Geez.
Yeah. So. No, I don't know if I mentioned this last week, but the first couple of days I forgot to turn off my alarm.
Oh yeah.
I was hitting at the early one. Luckily, I was like, okay, I can turn it off and go back to sleep. But
pisses Tina off when she does that too on her days off. So anyway, thank you everybody for joining us. We're going to spend some time talking about everything that went down this past weekend between TNA's Against All Odds and WWE's
yes. Sorry.
pay-per-views, Worlds Collide, and Money in the Bank. And we'll talk about what is coming up this weekend with United 210 and Hybrid Experience. But first, you might hear a voice in the air. That is Ted, a.k.a. Steady, who last week kind of teased in the chat about some surprise that he had for us this week. And he has kept us completely in the dark, which is just nothing but piss us off this whole time. So we're about to find out what this is. Steady, is your mic working, sir?
The mic is working. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to pull up a video here, and you gentlemen, for the time being, I'm going to need you to go off camera just in a second.
God damn, this plan didn't work. Oh God, I'm stuck. Somebody send help and pizza. Not necessarily in that order. The pizza can come first.
All right, gentlemen, I'm going to pull you off screen just for a moment, and we'll bring you back on once the announcement is over.
Okay.
Here we go.
I can't see. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Hello, heels and baby faces.
You've asked for it.
This is Big Mike.
You've waited so long.
This is Tommy.
Along with Tommy, and I don't know where JC went.
The wait is over.
Welcome to the Countdown City WrestleCast.
Now on Spotify.
Hello there, hey, fuck you.
Over 100 episodes.
The Jasmine
Your favorite moments.
I will be there in an hour.
Every 1 minute warning.
Mike, do you have anything this week?
I honestly don't think I do again this week.
Every botched outro.
Once again, I'm J. We got Tommy.
More Gail Kim.
Hey guys, this is Impact Hall of Famer Gail Kim.
More weapons.
As always, my partner in crime.
You got that stupid sword?
It's a keyblade. It's a keyblade, you uncultured swine.
Your favorite interviews like
The best manager, Nastico.
Diego, Rene,
Whatever. I know exactly what it is. You're an idiot.
and Tommy's favorite.
Oh God! Oh God! No!
Kaylee and Tita.
Guys.
Hey, how's it going?
Subscribe today.
I do have to say, this is probably the best episode y'all have ever had.
Yeah.
Because Hybrids the man.
Because you guys should be lucky I even said yes to this.
Tommy, you're attractive.
I am not going to lie. I legitimately thought the beginning of that was an AI
Me too.
video that he was like messing with us.
Oh my god.
Yo,
That's
That's
awesome.
I mean,
So hey guys, find us on Spotify.
wow.
yo.
Wow.
Now I have to
I guess
describe
we're,
what weapons
I
I
guess
have to
we're
know.
legit now, 342 episodes later. So
And over 100 are on there at the moment. So
Steady, give us some updates. Like, have they all been uploaded on there? Like, are we talking from like day one or
day one ish.
yeah. So
Bro.
give us some updates.
Are you still
here.
with us, Ted?
I don't know.
Steady?
You're still muted.
I think you muted yourself.
There we
Okay,
go.
so listeners can download any episode from 2024 and 2025.
Okay,
Oh,
so the recent
Oh.
ones.
nice.
Cool.
Okay. Wow.
Well, that was pretty fun. And
It was.
that honestly, that video reminded me of the old bloopers and outtakes we used to have
Yeah,
when
seriously.
we first started. So kudos, Steady. That was a fun
Thank you
video.
for that. Thank you for that. So it's great that we naturally have bloopers and outtakes in the middle of a show, and you just kind of just place them together. So
Yeah.
But that had way too much Callie and Tita, by the way. Just way too much. You showed her like 3 times, and that was 4 times too many.
That was the video.
fantastic.
I
Wait,
figured.
did you watch the video
Yeah,
too?
I saw it.
So we're on Spotify now.
Yeah.
We're on Spotify. All right.
Yeah.
You better
that's
believe
awesome.
you better believe I'm making all my family subscribe, by the way.
He should not be on Spotify.
Okay.
Wow.
Kelly Tita should not be on Spotify.
Oh, I agree with that. Okay, no, he's right. Yeah.
Yeah, Tommy. Yeah.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna dab him up on that.
Yeah,
one
I would
because-
Tommy.
Dab you up for that.
Angel, you missed the whole announcement apparently, so I don't know what to tell you. By the way, Bernsey, Jason, thanks for joining us as
First
always.
of all, I want to ask him because before he goes to bed, he watched Raw and unfortunately saw Jey Uso lose the championship to Gunther. What do you have to say about that? I know you're a big fan of Uso. Don't have to be that close to the mic, though. Go ahead.
I'm sad because he just got the championship from like WrestleMania, and he's already lost it.
Yeah.
And it's versus world champion, his first world champion.
Yeah.
Yep. And there it goes.
So, who do you think can beat Gunther to get it back? Do you know? I'll tell you what. There's the King of the Ring tournament going on right now, and the winner faces Gunther at SummerSlam. Who do you think's going to win King of the Ring?
Rest SummerSlam.
Did I almost said WrestleMania?
No, I know you did.
Stop it.
Honestly,
Uh-huh.
who's in the thing?
Who's in the thing? Who's the lifting King of the Ring? I don't even know. Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn qualified. I think he's the only one so far.
He's the only one. Sami Zayn so far.
No.
There's like some 3-ways, right? Like Braun Breaker
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Yeah. So far, Sami Zayn the only one that qualified. You think Sami Zayn can win King of the Ring? Yeah. You think so? Yeah. Alrighty. All right. Well.
I mean, if Kevin comes back to him.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good choice.
Hello.
Hello. It's been rough for this guy. But first, Joe Hendry, and then Jey Uso. So this has been difficult, but this is what it's like to be a wrestling fan, dude. So when your heroes lose titles, they got to fight for them back. So yeah. So. And he doesn't care. He's just seen himself on camera, just being real vain about it. So that's what he's doing. So,
I've noticed.
So
yeah.
I need to
I
like
mad
one
at him for
episode
that.
maybe.
Of the past year. Well, we're gonna work on obviously with the Evolution 2 announcement. The problem is the episode for us before that week is we're gonna be in Galveston, so we're gonna try very hard to be on that episode, either through a phone call or something from a hotel in Galveston. We'll figure that out. But Tina for sure wants to hit me with the Money in the Bank briefcase and host that episode again, one way or another.
I'm
So,
okay with that.
Okay.
Yeah, I figured you would be.
I mean, I'm not gonna get in her way. I didn't
Tommy,
last time.
Yeah.
Tommy, what do you think about how Naomi won the Money in the Bank?
Oh, I'm happy with that. I'm 100% okay with that, my friend.
Okay.
That was the best booking decision
What
of
about
the night.
Seth Rollins? Huh?
Nah.
Oh, sorry. All right, you get some bed, dude. Okay, you got a soccer camp in the morning. Yeah.
Why did you get a new sword, by the
He's
way?
always got a bunch of swords. Okay.
Why?
Dude,
Why do you just bring swords?
Okay.
I'm a nerd.
Like 5 swords.
I know. You need-
5.
The only one you need is the Master Sword.
Tina way undersold you, but
Yeah.
nice.
Well, actually, and it's funny that the Master Sword's the one sword I don't have yet.
He's got that with the shield. Not, I swear to God, I need to mount
Oh,
that on
nice.
the wall for him. Yeah. So.
Well, since we're on Spotify now, if everyone's wondering, I have Goldie Rogers' sword Ace from One Piece now.
oh yeah, do we have to start explaining more things that are
Got a katana for you, boy.
Oh no, he just grabbed a random katana. That's what he grabbed.
What?
Now it's by thanks, Ted.
Thank you. Thank you, Ted. Thank
All right,
you.
I was watching Money in the Bank with strangers at a party. Angel, did they offer you candy? Hopefully, it wasn't in a white van,
Go
right?
to bed. Good night. Good night. Bedtime.
In her defense, that's how any of us could get kidnapped. Free pay-per-views.
Yeah.
Go to bed. Good night.
Free candy, that's stupid. Watch wrestling pay-per-views for free. Sign me up.
We got Rhea Ripley 8x10s in this van. I'm in.
Wrestle Negri, 8x10s in this van. You had me at hello.
Good night. All right. Well, there's the announcement. The Countdown City WrestleCast is now on Spotify. All the episodes so far this year and all of last year, and I don't know if they're working to get more added to it, but I'm sure we'll eventually get all the bonus episodes, interviews, things like that. But thank you, Steady, for making that happen.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Who knew when we randomly started recording this with the makeshift green screen downstairs on the first floor of my house that this kind of turned into this. So,
hey, so like at the end of the year when they do like Spotify like year-end wrap, like sometimes it'll show you like what you've listened to the most, and those artists will make like a little video to thank you. Can we make one for whoever listens to us the most?
If we ever do make it that far, yeah, I guess so. So
of course we'll make it that far, JC.
If we're fortunate enough. So yeah, all right.
Yeah, we're all with you on that one, Angel.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess that just about covers the news for the day, at least for us. So thank you for that, Steady. Appreciated it. I guess another thing to announce is that they have announced that the Okada versus Omega match coming up is a winner take all for the new AEW Unified Championship.
Knew it.
So. That's taking. Is that all in? I don't even know if that's.
It's all in.
All in.
All in. Yeah. So, that was announced today, of course, on AEW's Summer Blockbuster, aka their weekly episode of Dynamite. So,
but it was another like 4-hour one. I think might still be going.
Oh, it's still going. Yeah, I better put Max on, but I don't want to miss the stream up here. So,
well,
anyway,
I think they were doing this because of the NBA Finals, right?
I think so. Yeah.
I believe so. Yeah.
I mean, if the Pacers last that much longer.
They were
1-1. So yeah.
And they were.
I know, but I saw the last game where OKC tied up, and it was brutal.
Yeah,
the Pacers were up 4 at halftime today. So
they were.
Yeah, they were.
I think the series is going to go 7 at this point. These two teams are pretty evenly matched. So
they are pretty close.
Yeah. So.
Yep. Third quarter. OKC.
OKC took the lead back.
Yeah, they took the lead back, but only by 4.
Yeah, it's close.
All right.
Anyway.
Well, let's get into what took place this past. Oh, any other news? I should have asked this. Any other news?
I mean, some of the news pertains to the show. We're gonna.
I was gonna say, like,
we'll hit it there.
Yeah, I was gonna say one thing did happen, but we're gonna get to when we get to Money in the Bank anyway. So
yeah.
Oh, I'm sure. Briefly, just stuff that happened at Against All Odds. Macklin retained the International Championship. Let's see. Mustafa Ali ended up wrestling Jason Hotch and won that one. Masha Slamovich retained the Knockouts World Championship. Frankie Kazarian defeated Joe Hendry in a singles match.
That was weird.
Shocker. Yeah. So, not sure what is going on there. I haven't seen the show yet to see if it was clean or whatnot. The Nemeth brothers defeated the Rascals to retain the World Tag Team Championships. Santino Marella defeated Sheriff Stone with Matt Cardona as a special referee, by the way. So he is now the official TNA Director of Authority. Thank God. And then, of course, Trick Williams defeated Elijah to retain the TNA World Championship. So, that's kind of what happened there. As far as our pick results for us personally, we went 4-1 on the matches we did get to pick. They added a few more, of course, after we recorded the show. And everything like that. So, what's next for TNA? I believe it's heading right into Slammiversary, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
Yeah. That's taking place in July 20th in New York. No matches officially announced yet, but I'm sure the next few weeks we're going to see if that takes shape. So,
especially with Trick as their champ, so that should be interesting.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if he holds it past Slammiversary. I'll be shocked.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, I'll be shocked, but unless they're gonna let him keep it till Bound for Glory, and that's a long time away.
That would be way too long.
Yeah, so
that would be way too long.
Depends on the story they want to tell, so we'll figure it out.
I guess.
Depends on the story WWE wants them to tell.
Yeah, I know. There we go.
Until they fire somebody, the crowd gets mad. They have to change their minds and hire the guy right back. Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, we'll get there. Calm down, Tommy.
All right.
I apologize for nothing.
I know you do.
On to the WWE Double Shot this past Saturday, starting with Worlds Collide, which, by the way, set the record for the largest live audience for a YouTube broadcast. At its peak, 764,389 live viewers of Worlds Collide on YouTube, by the way. So
I'll give them that. That's not bad. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Six-man tag, Octagon Jr., Aerostar, and Mr. Iguana defeated the LWO and Lince Dorado. And by God, the spot with the iguana, fantastic. I thought that was hilarious.
Okay, can we talk about that real quick? Because people were like, because I didn't see it until later because I was distracted. I get to watch it live. Yeah. But the way people were complaining about Mr. Iguana, I'm like, do y'all even bother to watch wrestling outside of what you just want to see? Because that kind of crazy stuff is just commonplace. We had Jake the Snake Roberts. We had Jake the Snake Roberts for like 30 years of live giant snakes.
Yeah, it's literally just the next Santino and the next thing that just people enjoy. They find it funny, and he's talented. So
yeah.
And I've already seen stories popping up all week about WWE wants to take him not just to like NXT, like right onto Raw because his merch was selling like hotcakes,
like crazy. Yeah. So
I mean, why? At this point, I'm kind of like, why the hell not? That's really how I feel.
Stephanie Valkyrie and Lola Vice defeated Chick Tormenta and how do you pronounce it? Dalis? I don't remember how they pronounce it.
Sure.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I looked it up, then forgot.
Yeah.
Should have asked Tina before she left.
Stephanie Valkyrie, my God, busy dated by far for her.
Mm-hmm.
Had to do that and then rushed to another part of Inglewood to open up Money in the Bank, by the way. Mm-hmm. Legado del Fantasma won their six-man tag match. Ethan Page retained the North American Championship in a fatal four-way. And, of course, Hijo del Vikingo defeated Chad Gable to win the AAA Mega Championship, or retain the AAA Mega Championship, I should say. So,
Chad Gable's so good. I just hate the El Grande Americano gimmick.
Are we sure
100%?
Though? Are we sure that's him, though?
I refuse to do this like we did El Generico. So yes, it's the same person.
When you get to Money in the Bank, what's his name? Barrett tried to insinuate that he knew they were different because they had different nipple sizes, and then Michael Cole had to question him on that, and he said, "I do my research, and I know they have different nipple sizes." So there was that.
Lord.
Of all the things you could point out about a person,
I know.
Again, but in all seriousness, we talked about it when it started in WrestleMania. And again, given the current climate of the U.S., does not seem like something that needs to keep going on.
No, it does not.
Yeah, I'm starting to wonder if, let's be honest, all the stuff that's going on in, it started in L.A., going on across the country now. There's stuff going on in Austin. Here in San Antonio, there's stuff going on tonight as far as protests downtown, although for the most part, we're usually peaceful with those kind of things. And I hope it stays that way. At some point when tensions get a little crazy, that might be a point where they have to like silently just move this gimmick off screen because that's going to start something.
Just a little bit.
Don't think they will, though, because they're definitely influenced more to one side than the other, given who owns them and their friendships as a company.
So we'll have to see. As far as our pick results on this one, Mike went 2-3, and Tommy and I went 4-1.
I got the 6-man's reversed. I thought they were going to give the face WWE group the win and the heel the loss, and it was reversed.
What's the one I got wrong? Because I can't remember which one.
Let me see here. Go back.
Probably one of the 6-men also.
I think so.
Well, we all got the North American Championship wrong.
We picked everyone except Ethan Page.
Yeah, we were just hoping it wouldn't be on Ethan Page, and unfortunately, it still is. So,
Well, Ricky Saints came back, so hopefully that means he's going to win it back soon. Oh, somebody went out.
JC, is that you?
That's JC.
Okay.
And whoever's listening on Spotify, get used to the stuff going wrong. It happens a lot. Usually it's me, but hey.
So I guess we'll try to describe better things right now. Yep. Right now, JC is muted, and he is upset because one of his wires keeps going out sometimes, and you'll hear a buzz. but I think he's coming back.
I fixed it. Thank you.
All right. There you go, Spotify listener.
Yes. Completely unedited. We're cut rate show. I don't know how we're on Spotify, but we made it. Do we need to do a rating for this show? I haven't seen it all the way through completely.
I haven't either. No,
I haven't either.
think...
So nah, we can.
All right. Well, then let's move into Money in the Bank, which one I'm pretty sure we all got to see, or at least watch it after the fact. Because
after the fact.
Yeah. This one ended up having 5 matches versus the other 4. One essentially got set up earlier in the day, basically. But let's talk about it. Tommy, we got your thoughts already. Naomi wins the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. You're the only one that picked her. For a second, I really thought they were going to give it to Stephanie.
Oh, no, so did I.
It was looking like that, especially with the kind of day she had. So, but your thoughts on the win, and where does Naomi go from here with this?
Thoughts on the win. She absolutely deserves it. She's been killing it for years. I don't know if you guys saw the post-show interview that Big E did with her, and like she's trying to be heel, but he's like just absolutely making her cry. And even when the crowd's shouting, she deserves it. There's a moment where somebody just said in the comments where she forgot she was heel for like 1 second, and was like, "Oh wait, no, I have to make them hate me." And she like says, "Don't you dare cheer me now!" And I was like, "That's brilliant." And then you know what's funny? The second she did that, I wanted to cheer her more because she knew to tell them that I still hate all of you. I was like, yes, I still love that. So. But no, it was the right call. She's earning it. She's been killing it. And honestly, I feel like this is going to set up more stuff between her and Jade further down the line. Maybe even Bianca too. My fantasy booking is a triple threat match between Naomi, Jade, and Bianca at WrestleMania. Okay. That's what I would push this to, honestly. I would even have Jade win it from like Tiffany, and then Naomi screw her over with the Money in the Bank briefcase, and then take it from her.
That would be some interesting booking.
Yeah, let's see that. Mike, you agree with that, or where do you think they go from here with Naomi?
No, you know what? I'm going to be honest. Obviously, like I was thinking, I picked Roxanne because I thought the story would be good having it in Judgment Day with Liv and Dom and all that. I also thought for a second they were going to give it to Stephanie, but when it all, I mean, I heard about it before I got to fully watch it, but I kind of agree with Tommy. I think I'm okay with this now. Way back when all the storyline with Jade and Naomi and Bianca started, I really thought the obvious decision was to go Bianca heel with Jade as the one, and I was kind of disappointed at first when it wound up just being Naomi. But I got to give her credit, and I got to say I was kind of wrong because she's killed it with this character since she's turned. She's done an amazing job, and it's funny you were talking about the Big E thing. That's kind of, I mean, I know he wants to give his friend the props she deserves, but it's also kind of funny, like you said, because she's supposed to be the big heel right now, and he's like being super nice and making her cry. But yeah, no, I'm okay with it.
But I do love how she like really did refocus like in a second and was just like, nah, don't you? I don't want to hear from all of you now. You never believed in me. You never supported me, and blah blah blah. And I was like, and I was like, I've been the guy. I just yelled it. Yes, I have, and I still do. I didn't just said it. I don't give a shit. So.
I guess for me, I like the, obviously I picked Roxanne Perez because I really thought they were really kind of fast tracking her. But I think by her not winning means there's a good shot she wins the Rumble. Looking ahead, but Naomi, I mean, it's obviously the heel turn was crazy, with the Jade Cargill attack and everything like that. But it's kind of finally we get to see now that she has the briefcase. I'm curious to see how she glows the briefcase up a bit.
Someone said she's gonna wrap it completely in caution tape, and that's what I want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she's kind of gotten away from the glow.
Yeah.
More with this caution tape stuff. But I think there's a video somewhere online of what she has inside of it.
Okay.
She opened it up her stuff, and she does have like a Jimmy action figure in like one of the pockets. I think she did have a lot of caution tape, and there was a few other things there. I forget exactly what it all was.
Okay, and by the way, let's also give a big round of applause to the winner at Life, Jimmy Uso. I mean, because he just won at Life. That man don't need a world title. He don't.
Why did we put Cash App logo on the briefcase? I missed
that. Yeah, no. It was on there. The Cash App logo was on the briefcase.
Because they sponsored the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. So now Cash App, as long as nobody cashes it in, is going to be front and center unless they remove it from the briefcase.
And also, I agree with Jason's comment. Soon the screen is just going to be just a bunch of sponsors.
Yeah. But I'm interested to see beyond like Night of Champions and even SummerSlam, where she's going to be. It's going to be a big cash in some level. And I like the idea that Jade may eventually try to win a title, and either Naomi cashes in and make it a triple threat and steal it or something. So see where they go from there.
So with that logo, do they like force her to like wait to cash it in longer so she could keep showing it over and over on TV?
I mean, once she makes the decision, and she has to wait a couple of days unless she pays the fee, then she can do it instantly.
That's such an underrated joke that I gotta applaud you on that one. Actually, I gotta literally give you applause because that was such a good joke. I almost missed it. That was a good joke. That was a really good joke.
How long though before instead of like the wrestler's side plates, they just put like whatever sponsor on those places on all their titles?
Okay, Mike, by saying that you just spoke it into existence, right?
Probably.
Yeah. So,
but then it's like Schrodinger's
cat.
Well, I know, but I was trying to think of like something instead of the cat more specific. Schrodinger's ad, like was
Schrodinger's ad
or Schrodinger's idea? Like, did I talk it into existence, or did I know them well enough that they were going to do that anyways?
Yeah,
the world will never know.
Exactly.
No, you're going to get an email from WWE corporate tomorrow. How dare you reveal our plans in advance?
Yeah, Angel, they ain't Cash Apping you money. They're going to make you like spend money to watch the briefcase on the screen. You want to see the full briefcase? Cash App us $5.
Yo, they like blur.
I need to find a way to sneak my Cash App barcode on there somewhere.
They like blur it out like in Cops, so you can't see it. Like every time the briefcase is on screen, it's blurred out.
That's funny.
Better hope they don't get advertised at Venmo. They got to change everything. So yeah, all right.
Wow. Yeah. Again, good joke.
Okay. It made me think of that one pay-per-view where they were on Peacock at the time, but they were sponsored by like another streaming, like Amazon Prime or something.
Yeah.
What the pay-per-view of the show was. Man, if they can make money from it, they will. Prostitute themselves
That's
out.
what they're doing. Yep, that's what they're doing.
I kept my mouth shut when he said that. Everybody, I'm making progress as a person because I could have said a lot of things just now. Anyway,
yes.
Anyway, match was added. Dominic Mysterio defeated Octagon Jr. To retain the Intercontinental Championship. Good match. Short match, like 5 minutes. Still pretty good. Becky Lynch defeats Lara Valkyria to become the new Women's Intercontinental Champion.
Freaking knew it.
Yeah. Was almost about to get into her whole acknowledge me speech, and then Bayley showed up on Raw. So, still missed opportunity to have Becky coming out to the Bloodline theme song. Acknowledge Becky. Still could happen. But anyway.
I hope she gets torn between who to follow, Seth or Roman, because she does.
Yeah. Speaking of Seth, he won the men's Money in the Bank ladder match.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us picked that one, to be honest with you. I can't recall if we did. Did we?
I did, I think.
Where is it? Oh, yeah, Mike, you're the only one that did. That's right.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I know I didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, it just seemed to me to make sense with them trying to push him as the big heel with his group.
So where's this cash-in happen? Do you know? Do you think?
So I've heard rumors with Jay losing his title that the whole point was to set up Gunther versus Goldberg for his retirement match. So I guess it's going to be on either Cena or like maybe Punk thinks he's about to beat Cena and then he comes in.
Saudi Arabia? Man,
potentially.
Yeah. But then he cashes in and doesn't win? That would be even worse.
That would be kind of
that
would be kind of bad.
Yeah.
Especially with his entourage, with Braun Breaker and his flying spears from the runway.
Yeah. I'm of the mindset that we're gonna get kind of a bit of a recycled story. Yeah, I was gonna get to that in a second.
Oh, okay,
yeah. I think Sammy wins King of the Ring. Obviously, that gives him the title shot at SummerSlam against Gunther, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I think so.
And he'll win, and then suddenly Rollins cashes in right there on the spot after Sami Zayn wins.
I kind of thought about that too.
Yeah,
I could see something like that too.
I could see that being the spot where that happens. But yeah, part of the match, of course, yeah, Fatu turning on Solo Sikoa, teased for months now, and it finally happened.
Hey, you! That was good.
And let's not forget, after pop-up Samoan dropping Bronson Reed of all people.
That was impressive. That was mad impressive.
I can't wait to see that become a fan chant or something like that. So.
And I am kind of also, I think you said this last week, Tommy, or one of y'all, Solo finally finding his kind of over-the-top cocky character. Like, played it so well, even in that, when he got turned on.
And I feel bad that he's become pushed down to the side because his work has gotten a lot better over the past couple of years, and his facial expressions are great and everything. It's just like, I'm like, give the guy a chance. Come on.
Yeah. But Fatu's just that.
Yeah, but Fatu's
just
he's an undeniable aura with that guy.
Yeah.
So like it's really it's not even entirely his fault. It's just that he came in ready to do this, and he's been proven he's been ready to do this. So it's, yeah.
So obviously, I think this sets up whether Night of Champions SummerSlam we get Solo versus Fatu for the U.S. title. I would think, So.
Probably.
Yeah. And then finally, the main event: Cody and Jey Uso versus John Cena and Logan Paul. I know
until the end.
So obviously, last week we talked all about everything with R-Truth's release, rumors about possible future releases, and then we got the surprise return, and then kind of a bit of a bombshell change for him on Raw as well. Cutting your hair on live TV, which is probably the most shocking thing that's happened in a long time in WWE as far as audience reaction goes. I don't think I've seen fans that shocked since Undertaker lost at WrestleMania 30.
And also, I actually would like honestly, and I mean this with all sincerity, in African American culture, for a dude with braids like that to cut them on live TV, no like barb or anything with scissors, that's serious. That's a statement you're making when you do that. So yeah.
So obviously people are speculating. Was this the plan all along? Did they listen to fan blowback? The rumors that Nick Khan finally got a hold of Ron Killings, as he's known now, and kind of basically Ron had some leverage this time,
Yep, he did.
He really did. On the reports had been that he got kind of a lowball offer to renew his contract and turned it down. And I think there's evidence both ways. The fact that R-Truth is the one that announced his release, there's no formal announcement from WWE, and then it comes around and does this. So what do you guys think? Was this the storyline all along? Was he actually let go and they turned around and negotiated a contract with this stipulation that he's Ron Killings now? We'll start with you, Tommy. Where do you think that happened?
I am 200% certain this was not a work. The Daniel Bryan got pulled on them. They screwed up. No one was happy. Literally no one. The fans, the workers in the back, production people apparently, and they had to correct course. They screwed up so bad everybody complained. So no, I do not in any way, shape, or form believe this is a work. I do not believe in any way, shape, or form that this was planned. Like, oh, dude, gotcha. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You screwed yourselves over. You screwed Ron over, and then the fans called you out on that, and you had to bring him back because you let go of a guy who's been doing his job and everybody loves and was making and by the way, they always complain about but does he make money? It was the number one selling shirt, you idiots. Mm-hmm. Number one selling shirt. So yeah, no, because and also what tells me this wasn't planned. Rhea Ripley had an R2 shirt on. They made her take it off.
Yep.
They did that.
In all fairness, not complaining that she had to take it.
No. I didn't say that part was bad. I didn't at all. I will never say that part was bad.
Props to Dom Mysterio for sneaking the Carlito shirt in, by the way.
Yeah, that was tricky. I actually got more respect for Dominic for doing that. Actually.
Yeah.
But no, you excuse me. It wasn't a work. There's no way, because there's too much evidence to the contrary. When even the superstars, who, if it was a work, okay, maybe they would have still said something, but you could almost feel the universal uncaringness of this point with this decision. Also, guys like Cody Rhodes saying they brought him back and things like that. So no, it wasn't a work. They people who just want to believe it. I guess power to you. But it wasn't a work. No.
Mike, your thoughts on this? And do you think this storyline extends into Night of Champions with Cena?
First of all, I mean, I pretty much agree with everything Tommy says. I don't think it was a work. I think they got, like you said, it was a money decision as far as. But now, what I do think has happened is they said his contract would not be renewed. I have a feeling the contract wasn't due like last week exactly.
Yeah.
Like I had a feeling he had like another week or two, maybe.
Yeah.
Like supposedly what was going on with Carlito, but then they since it was kind of announced, they took him off TV. They were not going to do that. And then I think they saw the reaction. They saw the crowd pissed, the people pissed. Triple H tried to play it off. You enjoy the story, but no. Then everyone came out like, we heard you. Like you said, Cody Rhodes. I've also seen some stuff that Nick Khan kind of went over Triple H's head and did this on his own. So I don't think it's a work. I do think they're going to go into Night of Champions. And it makes me wonder with, that and with Seth having the money in the bank, it's almost like, does Ron Killings try to screw Cena and then Rollins tries to screw Punk and kind of see what comes out of that. So,
yeah.
Or is this the way Rollins gets the title? Is it a matter of
could be that too? Yeah.
Ron attacks and lays out Cena and Seth Rollins,
cashes in. Yeah, could be.
Yeah, this is very interesting to see where this goes. I think this was a bit of a fan. I think that it was true. They were going to just let his contract expire. Obviously, they didn't break the news. But TKO learned a valuable lesson here. Fans have power in wrestling. I think this is really the first time since they took over WWE where they learned that. I don't recall TK. I don't think TKO was in charge when they wanted to put The Rock in, and then fans kind of turned that story when kind of booed that. I don't remember if TKO was in charge yet.
I don't think the deal is finalized yet.
Yeah. But they learned. Yeah. Hey, as much as you want to make money, the fans have a lot to say.
But also, I don't give TKO enough credit to learn a lesson, so we'll see what happens.
No, they're still going to, sponsor everything and everywhere and all that stuff. So anything everywhere all at once, if you will. So, yeah, for sure.
Sean brought up a good point. It goes back to when they let go of Bray Wyatt and they brought him back. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
To the point where I almost forgot they did that. Like, legitimately, almost forgot that they actually did let him go, because that was about the dumbest decision I thought they'd ever make.
They did it with Daniel Bryan, too, in a way. The whole let him go because of the whole choke job on live TV. Yeah. And then, the fans were really clamoring for him back, even though he was still NXT rookie, if you will, or Nexus, whatever. And they brought him back, and then obviously see where almost double for Daniel Bryan, too, when you look at the WrestleMania 30 storyline and where to go from there. So, Jason asked, what's your opinion on CM Punk being a hypocrite?
Which time?
All right. Well, as far as Money in the Bank goes, I went 1-3 on picks. Mike went 2-2, and Tommy went 3-1.
Woo!
WrestleCast ratings for this event 0 to 5. 5 in WrestleMania 17, 0 in December to Dismember. I'm guess I'll go with just a 4 on this one. I like the Money in the Bank ladder matches. I like how those laid out. Becky winning was pretty cool. The Dom and Octagon, I feel like, God, if they'd have given them more time, they really could have stolen the show. Like, why didn't you give them more time? it's okay to have like another longer match and stuff like that. I know that was thrown at the last minute, but still.
What? No, it's not.
What?
Having another longer match? Are you crazy? We gotta advertise, dude. Advertise. We don't have time for.
Well,
You don't have time for matches. You don't have time for matches in World Wrestling Entertainment. What's wrong with you? You act like the word wrestling is in the title. God, JC, pay attention. Think, Mark.
And the main event itself was kind of slow here and there. Highlights, obviously, Logan Paul's a crazy mofo as far as moonsaulting out onto the table. That's nuts.
That's a really good thing he does.
But yeah, and
he invented that move, by the way. I don't know if y'all know that.
And taking a superplex with a selfie camera in his hand, that's props for that. I mean, that's a great camera angle. But
oh man,
aside from that, the rest of the match was kind of out there, and then the Ron killings reveal.
It was boring until Ron showed up.
Yeah, until Ron showed up. Yeah, it was. So 4 out of 5 for me. Mike, what about you?
I think I'll agree with you. It was. Okay. Again, I went back and you, like you said, the Money in the Bank matches were pretty good. It's not on the wrestlers themselves. They put in their shift like they always do. Like you said, Dama and Octagon Jr. had a hell of a match. Mm-hmm. Still waiting for the Polygon World Order.
Give it time.
Hopefully that'll set up soon.
Long-term booking.
Yeah. But yeah, that main event, and again, we come to this thing. Whereas every main event gonna have to have some sort of big twist for it to be close to interesting. Because it was cool to see him come back, but that match, first of all, like, who cared? It was just a tag match between, the champ and the former champ, and I guess champs on both sides, right? And then Logan Paul. So.
Champs on both sides, the former champ and Logan Paul. Yeah. So that's one way to put it. Yeah. So, all right, Tommy, what's your rating?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with you guys and say 4. Okay. Keep it nice and even. Pretty much all the same reasons. It was an okay show, but I mean, as probably should have the Money in the Bank matches saved it, but I don't know. Then that's the case. Okay, you know what? Another reason why it's 4. The women's match should have been the main event now. Because Naomi won, that should have been the main event.
Yeah.
And by the way, that's my main reasoning behind that, and I'm sticking to it. Because Naomi won, that should have been the main event.
Overall rating for Money in the Bank is straight 4. Hey, thanks for making the math easy, everybody. So yeah, appreciate that. So, all right. At least Grande Americano didn't win. Yeah, that's what Sean put there for sure. That's right. So yeah. All right. Well, obviously, with the Raw after Money in the Bank, we did see Gunther beat Jey Uso for the World Heavyweight Championship. The quote-unquote much-anticipated return of Nikki Bella ended with her...
Real quick, here's a question. Who asked for that?
I have no idea. I guess because they were in Phoenix. But I really hope they're not setting up Liv Morgan and Nikki for Evolution. That would make no sense to me.
You
just spoke it into existence.
I was gonna say,
that's the route they're gonna go. This is the way they do this crap.
Schrodinger's idea. Did you speak it to existence, or was that already the plan? The world may never know.
That being said, props to the guy holding a Deadbeat Incorporated sign in the area right when Nikki Bella was coming out. I don't know if you saw that on the hard cam side, but yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Did not see that.
Did not see that. So,
but damn.
Go back and watch. You'll see it. It's funny.
Wow.
Maybe that's why she came back.
I mean, she's got bills to pay. We know that. That's been very public. So, yeah.
I got bills to pay. It's an Aretha Franklin song. Sorry.
But yeah. So, obviously, also on Raw, they set up Punk and Cena for Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia. Tommy, I'm assuming you got thoughts.
Yeah. Oh no, I don't have thoughts. CM Punk has thoughts. Let me see, because I know I screenshot it. Where is it? What did he say to Miz?
We're basically coming back to Jason's question from earlier.
Oh no, no. I was gonna circle back to it myself sooner or later.
No, I know, but I just
Oh, what did he say? This is January 2025, and he said, and I quote,
not 2025.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. Forgive me. It was January 2020. So,
Okay.
And Punk said, and I quote, "Go suck a blood money covered dick in Saudi Arabia, you effing dork."
Talking to who? I'm trying
Talking to
Miz.
Miz.
It was the Miz.
Oh,
because the Miz had said something.
Because like Miz had said,
because Punk hadn't come back at the time, even to AEW in
not
2020. So he
it
said
was,
something.
it was during the backstage Fox show or something. Yeah. And he said, and Miz said, "Oh, sorry, I didn't change the culture."
Oh.
And Punk, but but hey, who wants to be the main event of a 2-night extravaganza? Who wants to go to?
Yeah, I was like that. That's why when you said which time was he a hypocrite, you were right.
He's like, he said, "What do you think about
all the stuff he talked about
time?
WWE? I'll never go back there." Oh, I guess just kidding, guys. I'm gonna go back there.
Until someone uses real glass, then I will fly back immediately.
Look, I will say this. That doesn't bother me because he is who he is. I will say, of all the Cena final matches, this is probably the one I'm most excited for because
that's fair, actually.
You saw what happened at Elimination Chamber, and for some reason, these two can go. It's not a Randy Orton slow match. These two have amazing chemistry.
Always have, and it's nothing they've never lost for sure.
And with the promos, hopefully this will. It kind of pumped Cena up a little bit more. Casey, I think you're buzzing again.
Real glass cry me over.
Now thinks I wasn't allowed to see that the first time around.
Wow, that's funny.
I mean, in all fairness, you weren't very old then.
No, you weren't. That was
but yeah, like I this is the final match of all these that I think Cena will actually put effort into, and I think Punk might get a good match out of him.
Yeah,
I hope. So,
I mean, there's never been a bad match between these two.
No,
it just sucks this in Saudi Arabia. But from a storyline wise, I think he's doing this because he knows anywhere he goes in the U.S., it's like a home field advantage for CM Punk. Unless maybe like Boston or something like that, which they did throw that reference into.
He brought it back,
which is okay.
It's so funny because some people are like, oh, they're like, some people might have missed it. I was like, that was a pretty big. Do y'all not remember? I don't know if that's because I'm old or just because we've been watching forever.
I mean, those clips are played to this day. You see the pipe bombs still played to this day. Those promos, even the ones he had on the contract signing with Triple H and Vince McMahon about bringing the ice cream bars back, which. Hey, TKO, you want money? Bring the goddamn ice cream bars back. Make them dairy free for me too. But that it's such a legendary. Yes, everyone talks about Orton Cena. Cena Punk was legendary. It really is.
And the matches were better overall. That's the thing.
Yeah. For all the talk about people saying Cena can't wrestle and this and that, those matches proved he could. Told great stories. Went just so well. The two of them are just like, part of me was hoping this was going to be like a SummerSlam thing or something a little later on. Saudi would get it, but hey, fortunately Saudi's getting it, right? I hope the fans there respect what they're seeing because this is two guys that are pretty much at the end of their career. Obviously, we know Cena is, and we don't know how much longer Punk's going to be able to do this, So,
and I will say, except for those first couple of early Saudi shows that were weird, where it was like the rich dude on couches around ringside.
Yes.
When it's just been regular fans, like they love and they do seem to appreciate everything they get. So
that's my thing. That's why it's kind of sometimes hard to criticize the Saudi show because the fans look like they have a good time. And they're into it. So like I even think about one of my favorite moments was like when Roman and Solo took on Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn for the tag belts, and when Jimmy turned on Roman, the crowd reacted like you expected they would. So it's not that the crowd's bad. It's just the reasoning behind it. But
I agree.
It's a fun crowd. They like to they're good.
Yeah. And if nothing else, we'll get that in the middle of the day, so we won't have to be staying up late to watch. That'd be kind of nice, So a lunchtime barbecue for Night of Champions, if you will. So, all right, that's kind of really some of the highlights coming out of the Raw after Money in the Bank. We'll see where they go on the SmackDown side of things. And see what they set up going forward from there. Now, locally, we got a couple of shows coming up this weekend. And I know, Mike, I think you have the card pulled up. But if you haven't heard by now, United 210 has a brand new location for everything that's going on. And from what we've heard from Stud Stash, at least we said in the chat, that this will be a bit better, at least on the parking situation. With the yard, obviously you had to park a little further down the street. There wasn't a whole lot available there.
Sorry, Sean, that was a good comment.
Oh, did I miss something?
He just said, and a 4-hour pre-show.
And a 4-hour pre-show, yes. So, which starts while they're on the plane ride, too. Sorry, Radio.
Probably.
But the new location is being dubbed the War Pit. It's going to be this Friday. Now, as I understand it, obviously there's parking there. This used to be kind of
a bullfighting ring is what I thought Stash said last week in the chat.
Yeah. So, by the way, they're just one.
And if you look it up online, if you look at like Google Maps, whatever, it's got the big kind of circular and like a long, looks like probably where I don't know the bull came out or whatever, but it looks like there's tons of space. He said in all their social media, they said there's tons of room now for more vendors, more food trucks. So it should be fun. It's a little bit further, I think, for most people, I would assume. But yeah, so I'm really looking forward to that Friday night.
There is a parking lot there pretty much on site, so you don't have to worry about that. Question I will have, and I wish the Sash was on here so I could ask this. There's not a lot of shade there. Not a lot as far as trees go. Obviously, I think there's going to be another one where you have to bring your chair or whatever. Are people allowed to bring canopies? Because that's going to, it might help if I get a whole family there. They want to bring a canopy just to have a little bit of shade.
We will check with him.
Yeah, something I was hoping Sash should be able to join us. Maybe he jumps in the show a little bit later on and we can ask that question. But this is it's the new location. Still very much Puro South Side, only a little further south. I would say to anybody going, bring some bug spray, especially because there is a lot of rain in the forecast. There was last night. For the next couple of days, there may be as well. This part of the area is, once it rains, there's a lot of mosquitoes, a lot of gnats flying around. So definitely take a shower, put some bug spray on. Because it's going to get a little warm down there, and mosquitoes galore, everybody. Yeah, so just be safe getting down there as well. But Mike, what is on tap for this event?
All right. So first of all, they are starting a United States title tournament. So they have several, I guess, what are considered first round matches throughout the night. So from the United States title tournament, they have George Wolf versus Stud Stash. George Wolf, I believe is from Laredo. I don't know if he's been to a United show, not one that I've been to, but he may have been to some of the earlier ones. From that same tournament, first round, we have David Teen versus Brock Ali. So pretty cool for Brock to get into this tournament, have a shot at one of his first titles. King Rob Love versus Jaden Valentino.
What? Jaden and Brock Ali are wrestling or tagging each other? Man, what kind of bizarre world is this?
We'll see what happens. We have Hit versus the Riot King, Rilo King.
So Hit's winning.
I mean, it's what kind of riot Rilo can start. We haven't seen one yet, but there's got to be a first time for everything.
I mean, I've only ever seen like mild noise complaints.
Yeah. And then Animo versus B-Boy, which that should be pretty interesting. B-Boy's here twice this weekend. We'll talk about the other match a little bit later for the hybrid one. So those seem to be all the first round United States title tournament matches I saw. I hope I didn't miss anything. If I did, I apologize. And then some of the other matches, there is a rematch for the tag team titles. Sons of the Gulf Coast, Jacob Toa and Chaos Galvan versus Dead Man's Hand, Eric Walker and Jay Young. At the mini show they had at Hybrid a couple weeks ago, there was some controversy because Dead Man's Hand appeared to get the win and the pin, but then backstage it was discovered that they pinned the Illegal Man. And so while Handsome Javi still had the authority that night, he did make Dead Man's Hands turn back over the title. So rematch there.
Tornado tag team match, and we sell it that way.
Are you saying that's what it is, or you saying they should?
They should. No
matter gotcha. Okay,
yeah. So I was saying they should. My bad.
I was like, did I miss something? Okay, no. And then for the women's title, current champion Key Vibes as a triple threat which is Key Vibes versus Ridley Thorne versus Emmy Camacho. And this is really tough because I'm not sure if I want Key to keep her title by pinning Emmy or for Ridley to win her first title by pinning Emmy. But I think we can all agree that Emmy needs to take the pin, whoever wins. Yeah. So, I mean, she's a Camacho in United, first of all. So that alone should make her public enemy.
That's true. Fair enough.
All right. And then their big 8-person ladder match that was supposed to take place at the show that got canceled. I think some of the participants have changed, but here's what we have at the moment. And it's basically a Money in the Bank style match where you get a briefcase that you can cash in for a title match. And we have Epidemius Jr. versus Cosmo Orion versus Armani Sage versus Zakai Living versus Diego Rene versus Danny Orion versus Devin Carter versus Lil Evil. So whoever wins that basically gets a shot at the United 210 champion. Speaking of the United 210 championship, that is going to be Casey Blackrose defending his title versus Jesse Funaki. Those two have faced each other several times. Casey was technically Jesse's first match last year at NostalgiaCon. And they have faced each other at RCW, at Hybrid, now here at United. It's always a banger. Casey does tend to have the upper hand on wins, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But Casey's also defended that belt a lot, and he's got a Hybrid title defense the next night, too, in a big match. So kind of see what happens there. It's going to be a hell of a match either way.
Yeah.
Angel, you're a number one fan of Armani. I got that. You want to see him win the ladder match? Understandable.
Wow.
Sean, thanks for messaging. I assume Studstash who you meant, so hopefully he's able to join and kind of answer that question. So for us.
Cool.
Again, this is Friday, 7 p.m. Central Time. Gates, I believe, are still opening at 6:30 from the War Pit, 14524 US 281 South in San Antonio, Texas. Best way I can announce this is get to 410, go 281, go south. You're going to pass the TJ Maxx Distribution Center, and there's like a manufacturer warehouse right across from it. Look for the Alamo fireworks stands, and on the left if you're driving south, and then just kind of turn right in there and just kind of park. So. And
come on, people. We're all adults. We have Google or Waze or whatever on your phones.
Yeah,
y'all can get there.
And whatever it is that you use will probably get you there for sure. But careful driving down there and everything like that. Beware the speed traps. They're kind of notorious in that area for that. So yeah. From there we move into Saturday, the Hybrid Experience, Summertime Madness. That's the name of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So. What is going on at the Hybrid School of Wrestling on Saturday?
All right, let's see. So a couple of singles matches. We have Eric Walker versus, I believe, Hugh Sands. I looked it up earlier. He's a visiting wrestler. I think it said from Australia. So I think he's in Texas. So that's a singles match. Hugh Sands. Well, he's originally from Melbourne, Australia. So he's the Poison Bullet. Okay. Yeah, and he's been around quite a few places. So that's Eric Walker. We have Brock Ali versus Jay Young. So again, Brock in another match not involving Jaden Valentino.
Wow, twice in one weekend.
Right.
Interesting.
It's a miracle.
Speaking of Jaden Valentino, he has Armani Sage. So two pretty cocky, pompous wrestlers facing each other who have not been wrestling a long time. That should be fun.
Pompous is a great word. Yeah. So
what's that?
Pompous is such a fun word. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, pompous is a great word.
Yeah.
We have a tag team women's match. Ridley and Key Vibes. So interesting again the night before. Opponents in a triple threat match. Next night, tag team partners. See if that affects anything by the results.
Okay.
Also, according to the promos, Ridley and Key are undefeated in tag matches at Hybrid. They take on the team of Callie and Anar Kadash. If you've seen the promos, Callie does not do the best job of endearing herself to Anar Kadash.
What?
No way.
And
I am shocked and appalled.
I know. And Ridley and Key basically said, hey, we're going to fight you guys, but Ash, after the match, we're pretty metal and hardcore, and, that seems to be your vibe. No pun intended. So just saying. So not the best idea for Kelly, but we'll see what happens. We also have, Tommy, I know you wanted to comment on this. New Rising Star champion Jesse Funaki is defending against the young up-and-comer, quote-unquote, B-Boy.
Yep. Hold on. I meant to look up when B-Boy debuted because,
For context, B-Boy was in one of the first shows for Lucha Underground, or early Lucha Underground, if I'm not mistaken. He's been around a while. So Rising Star Championship match is interesting.
Yeah, he debuted in the very, very recent year of 1998.
Jesus Christ. It's a 19. That's awesome.
I did not know he was debuted that long. I thought it was the early 2000s. I didn't know he was even before that.
Maybe, Marvel has never clarified that Rising Star literally meant like an age. Maybe it's like maybe it's like the X Division. It's not about age limits; it's about no limits. Right?
They should totally call it that.
Also, I also just realized that didn't sound like the best thing I just said out loud. So I'm gonna move on. Anyways,
perfect for Spotify, Mike.
Yeah. Ted, can you erase that before it goes to Spotify?
It's like now on Spotify. Now off Spotify.
Oh, that's going to be in one of our promos coming up soon. I just let's see, what else do we have? We have a tag team title match. The Texas Treats, David Teen and Diego Rene versus the Texas Kingdom, Rob and Stash. And we were happy about this last time. Now that he's back involved, I'm not sure if this is good for the Kingdom. It does appear that Don Juan is back in the corner of the Treats.
Oh, Lord.
He was in their promo at least. So obviously obviously the Kingdom has Ridley and Jesse. It depends on what matches happen first. They do have some backup, so we'll see what happens. And then the title match is going to be a hell of a match. We saw this match once before at the Yard when it was a Baracho Pro show. But Casey defends the Hybrid Championship versus Hit. All 6'7", 350 plus pounds of that huge man.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a hell of a weekend for many of them. Obviously, a lot of them doing double shots on Friday and Saturday. Several of the champions having some matches, so should be fun. I hope I caught all the matches. That's what I have, and I double checked. But yeah, so it should be a good show both nights. Again, as we always say, hybrid. Now, hopefully, if the weather and the rain kind of sticks around for a hybrid, that might keep the gym a little cooler than normal. So we'll kind of see how that goes. It's still going to be hot, guys.
It's still going to be humid that day. That's the thing. And
sure.
Yeah, I got a busy weekend myself with audio tournament Saturday and Jay on Sunday. So looking forward to that humidity for sure. But kind of a good, because it's kind of funny. It's weird. There's nothing going on in kind of like world wrestling, at least for between like the main promotions like TNA, AEW for the next couple of weeks, not till Night of Champions. So
yeah,
kind of glad they got this in here. And RCW's not running a show until July, right? Yeah, July 6th.
Yeah, July 6th.
Yeah,
but
so.
I did forget. New Japan has a Dominion show.
Oh.
On Sunday.
You want to go first on the 1 minute warning then now? You can kind of talk about it, or what?
I'll wait till we're done and I'll get to it.
Okay. All right. So, so again, Hybrid Experience Summertime Madness, Saturday, June 14th, 7 p.m. Central Time, doors at 6 from the Hybrid School of Wrestling in San Antonio. Get hydrated, bring your fans, not like, your wrestling fans, but also like actual physical fans, because it's going to be kind of
Where them fans at?
Yeah. So,
where them fans
ready for that.
at?
So,
Whoa.
All right.
Okay.
And with that, we'll move into our 1 minute warning segment here. And I realized I forgot to dim the cut down. So yeah, okay. Yay, Spotify. We're doing great. While I'm setting this up, Mike, do you have something this week?
Yes.
All right. Whenever you're ready, sir, go for it. Go.
Can you lower the music a bit? Yeah. So I know we talk a lot about the tribalism type stuff that goes on with WWE and AEW. And it's interesting because I've seen more and more people kind of souring on the WWE booking and the shows. A lot of the stuff we've talked about, the excess ads, the over-the-top stuff. But I do want to mention something that I thought was pretty cool because someone, I'm pretty sure it was on X or Twitter or whatever, kind of tagged Tony Khan in a kind of dumb question, which was basically, you know, it was like WWE fans aren't as happy with their product and they may be moving. Like, should we gatekeep AEW? And Tony Khan was like, no, invite them in. Like, if they want to check out our stuff, don't be stupid and like just invite them in, let them enjoy it, welcome them to the fandom. Like it's wrestling. And obviously, I know you're going to say, well, of course he wants more viewers, but like also that's what we've talked about. Like what you like, don't be dicks about things. And, if people want to find out about AEW, tell them about the good things you like about it because they've been doing a lot of good things. I know tonight, like we said, they had their 4-hour show, so I haven't been able to watch, but I know they had Swerve versus Ospreay 2 at some point this night, so I don't know if that's happened yet or not.
That's just a money match. I don't care who you are.
Yeah. So, yeah, just I thought that was really cool of him to say that, and I think we should all be doing that. If you don't like a show, that's cool. Don't be over the top and dick about it, but invite people in if they want to come in.
Well, and this kind of goes back to that thing I've been saying a lot lately. Is like people don't. He doesn't like. People have said for months, for a couple of years, for him not to bring it to WWE, and he doesn't until someone asks him. And then but even when they ask him lately, he's been giving very good, measured responses that that aren't for shock value. Because even when that show where they had the show the same night, and he said, no, it sounded like a great show. I'm happy they're doing well.
He finally got media training.
Yeah, well, hey, honestly, I could kind of use some of that. Anyway, but no, it's like I agree with you 100%. It's like he gave a good response, and of course he wants more viewers. That there's nothing wrong with that. That's what they're all doing.
Yeah,
but he answered the right way to me. Yeah, get a point.
All right. Tommy, you got something this week?
Yeah, mine's kind of twofold. I'm going to do New Japan first and then something after that.
All right, go for it, sir.
Okay, so New Japan Dominion in Osaka Joe Hall is this Sunday live on New Japan World, as far as I can tell. Yes. The big matches in this are Takeshita defending the never openweight belt against Bolton Oleg, David Finlay and Evil in a dog collar chain death match. Yota Tsuji versus Gabe Kidd for the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship. And Shingo Takagi is challenging Hiroki Goto for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. Could this be the day that Goto drops? You never know. I know this match is going to be a banger, so I'm looking forward to it. There's other matches on the card. There's 9 matches in a pre-show match, but 9 matches on a wrestling pay-per-view. That's insanity, said the wrestling fans in America. But lastly, before I end it, for those who know, and if those who don't know, rather, I do a lot of stuff, not just for WrestleCast, but for Countdown City Geeks as a whole. And one of the things I do is do local interviews. This past weekend, I had the honor of once again interviewing the lovely, the awesome Jenna Frank, daughter of the late, may he rest in peace, Jason David Frank of Power Rangers fame. Reason why I'm bringing that up, we had a very good talk about her and about how she likes to encourage people and help people, be there for people and things like that. And it got me thinking about Men's Mental Health Month is this month, along with Pride Month, of course. But but just as important to me, if not more, Men's Mental Health Month. It's just how I feel, because there are a lot of people who have passed away because of lack of help and everything like that. And to those who think that this is how it works, that success prevents you from being depressed, that is categorically untrue. Success does not cure depression. It just doesn't. So the reason why I'm bringing that up, because how do we help? we look out for each other. Yes, these are trying times we're in right now. Yes, things are scary for a lot of people right now. Yes, things are hard. But how do we do that? We look out for each other. We check up on each other. If somebody crosses your mind, your friend, acquaintance, family, no matter what have you, check up on them. Send them a quick text. Call them if they're comfortable with that. If they're not, just shoot them a message to let them know you're thinking about them. Wish people well. It costs nothing to be nice to a person. Now, the person is a jackass to your back. Cool. Move on. But don't let that stop you from being a cool person to other people who need it. Because there's someone out there who just needs you to say, hey, how you doing? That's it. So stay cool out there. Be good people, y'all.
All right. Finally for me, obviously whatever side you think, whether you think that this was a storyline all along regarding R-Truth, Ron Killings, or whether you think that there was no, they let him go, now they got him back, the re-signed listen to fans. Whatever it is you think, this is pretty cool. Obviously, we're used to, at this point, R-Truth for such a long time. But how many of us really remember what Ron Killings is capable of? There's not a lot of it. Yes, I know, Tommy, I see you pointing at yourself too. And for those of you all in the chat, the youngins out there, I invite you to go back, and if you got Impact Plus, go back and look or see if you can find some clips. Ron Killings in TNA was quite literally a killer. He was awesome. Two-time, I think they were the NWA champion at the time, right? They were still the NWA championship.
He was the first black man to ever hold the NWA World Championship 2 times.
Yes, and for good reason. And I really hope that with this name change, with this new attitude, that's the guy we get. And I think that's where they're going to go for sure with this. And obviously they're going to work some sort of storyline with John Cena, getting that back. Obviously this is storyline-wise the reason for the name change and the new attitude. But maybe this is the guy that eventually does take the title off Cena. It's still kind of up in the air. Maybe down the line this is the person that does it. But
yeah,
I'm really hoping we get the TNA version of Ron Killings in WWE, because that was a whole different person than the comedic R-Truth that we got for so many years. Nothing wrong with it. But if this is the name change is going with, this is the attitude is going with, yeah, I'm really excited to see what they do with Ron Killings in WWE. So,
if you guys can find it, it's out there. I found a clip of it on Reddit. Look up Ron Killings, Ricky Steamboat, and you're going to get one of the best promos that you didn't even know R-Truth could pull. If you watch that, and I think the match where he won the title the first time is up on YouTube somewhere too. If it's not, if you have Impact Plus, cool. But I think it's still up on YouTube because it's that far back. That was like their second their second year when he won it.
Yeah,
no, it might have been their first year.
God, I have to go back and
Hold
look.
on.
I don't remember exactly. I do know it was pretty early though.
It was pretty early on. I mean, he was a big part of like that early TNA championship run, when they're still in the NWO side of things.
Yeah.
He won the tag titles a few times.
With three Live Crew.
3 OK.
Mm-hmm. So
fun fact, 3 Live Crew is why I actually did wear blue camo fatigues for a while when I was in high school. Not kidding. I had a pair of blue camo fatigues and I wore those jokers out, bro, because I wanted to be in 3 OK.
Not to be confused with VKM.
I actually did enjoy VKM.
That storyline was going pretty good up until Triple H got hurt, and I was like, "Oh, that kind of kills everything we were trying to build."
Did you find it? I was just going to throw this up real quick. Angel, because she's told me a little bit about it, working on a kind of a news report that's going to go on their online news page for where she goes to school. But it's also a story about wrestling and the way it brings communities together. It looks like she said it's going to drop tomorrow or Friday on her YouTube. And that I know there's like Stash, there's Key Vibes, there's a bunch of hybrid people and United people that had little interviews for that. So check that out. It should be pretty cool.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, everybody.
Tommy, what was it?
Oh yeah, he actually won it in August that year. He beat, of all people, Ken Shamrock.
Oh yeah, I forgot Shamrock had it.
Yeah, because Shamrock won it when they first started TNA, because he won the gauntlet that they were doing, and then Ron Killings beat him after he convinced who was like their GM at the time, Ricky Steamboat, to give him a title shot.
That's right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us on this week's episode. A hell of an announcement that we are on Spotify with all the craziness and all the mess ups that we have. It's amazing. So thank you, Steady, for setting that up for us. Again, this weekend we have United 210 Friday, June 13th, 7 p.m. Central Time from the War Pit, 14524 US 281 South in San Antonio. The next day on Saturday is Hybrid Experience Summertime Madness at 7 p.m. Central Time from the Hybrid School of Wrestling doors at 6. Next week, we'll recap those two events and kind of see what storylines are going on and any other sort of wrestling news that jumps up out there as well. So
maybe we'll have a guest from the weekend. Let's see what happens.
Maybe, yeah, we'll see what goes on from there. So
and we're on Spotify now, so who knows what's going to happen?
That's right.
Yeah. So.
We're going to get the same person that was on too much already.
Why did you spoke that into existence too?
Diego Rene, he was on there like twice.
Okay, neither name that I was thinking of. That one isn't better.
That's fair. You know what, Steady? That's true. We had a lot of cool people over the years.
And he picked two of the worst ones.
Yeah.
Two of the worst ones. We've had Black Swan on this show.
Yeah.
And he picked Diego Rene.
We had Genocide.
We've had Genocide on this show.
We've had Dead Man's Hand. We've had Ridley. We've had Casey several times. We've had lots of cool people.
Pretty awesome.
I've hosted panels with people who are cool that we could have just name dropped because we could. We
had Ren when she was still Maddie.
Oh my God, I almost forgot we did that one.
True.
No, that was a fun one because
that was a fun one.
That was when she was staying in character, and I showed my mom because we were going. They had tickets to a UTSA game, and I was like, "Watch this, but just know she's in character."
Yeah,
and she may insult us a few times because my mom holds grudges, but no, she loved her. She's like, "Oh, she's awesome. I love her." I was like, "Okay,
yeah,
very cool." She's insulting. Cool.
Yeah, no, I figured.
Yeah,
but it was funny.
Yeah.
Boo, Ted, boo.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for watching and listening on Spotify as we did. So we'll over here. We got Tommy.
Thanks, guys.
We got Mike.
Thanks, guys. Be good to each other.
And I'm JC. As always, this is David Faces. Pro wrestling is real.
People
are
fake.
Boom.
City.
Adios, Gunther.
Da, 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 da.